cannot believe you're about to do this.
I'm Coyote Peterson, and I'm about to enter the spike zone with the lionfish. 1, 2, here we go. 3. Oh wow, it's getting worse, guys.
Here, let's get you home. It's almost time to head out to sea. How you feeling?
Well, you'd think I'd be excited, which I guess I am, but I'm also out there looking for my fate, which is ultimately being stung by a lionfish. That's our boat.
All right.
Watch your step coming down here. Life Aquatic. All right, wow. Well, we got a lot of great space on board here to set up all of our gear.
Not diving today. We're actually going to free dive.
Yeah, we are going to be snorkeling to get these lionfish. They'll be in shallower water. Now, they are located deeper and shallow. I mean, they're all over the place from what I hear. So we've got about 6 hours out on the water, and hopefully in that amount of time, we're going to come back with a lionfish. Today we are heading off the coast of Isla Morada. We will be searching for one of these invasive fish with the ultimate goal of showing you how to treat the effects of their painful sting, which is often experienced by both fishermen and divers. Native to the Indo-Pacific, these fish were first reported off of Florida's Atlantic coast in 1985 and quickly began to spread up the eastern seaboard. With no natural predators beside humans, the lionfish has become invasive enemy number 1. No one knows for sure how these fish were introduced to the area, but their numbers have increased rapidly over the last 30 years, so finding one should not be that difficult. Alright guys, well we've made it to our first dive site. We are just off of the Florida Keys. We've got the shore in the background, and we're not too far out. You can actually see off the back of the boat, which is perfect for snorkeling. I'm going to trade in my adventure cowboy hat for mask, a snorkel, and a dive suit. We're going to head down there and try to catch the notorious lionfish. This is one of the most invasive species out here in these waters, and our captain tells us a little bit from me. Let's head back to the boat. We got our fish. Let's do it.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. The lionfish.
There it
is. For that here, I'll
break that out.
Look at that fish. Beauty too. Gorgeous.
Wow. There you have it. Look at those spines. I would say that the stage is set for me to be stung by the lionfish. Okay, let's get it into this bucket and let's get back to shore. In case you were wondering, this invasive fish will not be released back into the wild, but instead will be donated to a research group in South Florida.
çok heyecanlıyım. Umarım iyi bir şey olur. Şimdi arkadaşlar kendine söktürüyor.
I've been fucking hoes and popping pillies, man. I feel just like a rock star.
Reklam arkadaşlar bu.
All my brothers got that.
Ha şimdi arkadaşlar video seçeceğim.
Okay.
I see a tank. We need a fish.
Here comes the fish. Now, just scoop it up with this spoon and plop him into the aquarium. You ready?
Yep.
Here he comes. 1, 2, 3. There you go, buddy.
Wow. You can see why people keep them in their aquariums.
Oh, they're absolutely gorgeous. I mean, you can see why it's called a lionfish. With those pectoral fins all spread out, it almost looks like the mane of a lion. Now, they're also known as red zebrafish. As you can see, those red stripes kind of make it look like a red zebra. Many different names for this fish. One thing and one thing only that we know is an invasive species here in South Florida, and they can give you a pretty nasty prick with those spines. Now let's look at some of the anatomy of this fish. Wow. First of all, those dorsal spines that you see running along the top ridge of the fish, All 13 of those are laced with venom. The venom on these spines is actually in grooves that run along the side of the spines. And you can see those fleshy things hanging off the side, right?
Yeah, what is it?
See that? These are actually sheaths that the spines are in. So when the fish gets agitated, those spines come through the fleshy sheaths, and then the venom is exposed. So whatever gets, spined onto there has the venom go into its system.
So those sheaths actually help put venom on the spines too, right?
They do. It kind of lubricates it with venom, and then when the spine goes into your hand, well, that's how the venom enters your body. Now, there are a couple different methods that I could use to go about being spine
how are you
here.
going to do this? This seems really precarious to
Well,
me.
the dangerous thing and the thing that would be really unintelligent would be to actually put my hands in like this and try to pick up the fish from the side. The ventral spines are shorter and thicker, and they will actually put more venom into me than I care to have put into my body today. The dorsal spines also will inflict a lot of venom, but I want to replicate what oftentimes happens to divers when they run into these fish, which is getting spined by the dorsal ridge. So I'm going to pick the fish up by its jaw. It's not going to hurt it in any way whatsoever. That dorsal ridge of spines is going to fan up like that because it's going to feel threatened. It's out of the water, and I am going to whack my hand down on top of those spines, and venom is going to go into my skin.
Well, you've gone through some stings and some bites. How are you feeling about this particular experiment, if you will?
Well, this will be my first marine stinging. Technically, it's not a sting. It's a stabbing or a barbing or a spiking. I'm a little nervous because I don't know how my body will react to marine life venom. We do have an epinephrine pen with us, as always. We're also back here in civilization, so if anything goes extremely wrong, if my body were to go into anaphylactic shock, we do have local medical experts on call, ready to receive me from me being stung by the lionfish. You guys know I get nervous right before I do these things. Oh, those are those. You got a decent shot?
Yeah, you gotta position the fish a little more at me.
Yep, let me kind of hold it out like that so you can see it.
Oh, wow. I cannot believe you're about to do this. Oh, buddy.
I'm Coyote Peterson, and I'm about to enter the spike zone with the lionfish. 1, 2, here we go. 3.
You alright? Did he get you?
Oh, yeah.
Tell me what you're feeling right now. What's it feel like? Does it hurt?
Oh, pinpricks. Oh, yep.
Oh, man.
It's actually really not that bad. But it is, keep in mind, a neurotoxin. It's going to take a couple minutes for this to set in. It's not instantaneous like a wasp, a hawk, or even the bullet ant. You see where the spines went in? There, and I think his body kind of turned. I got like 4